Oh, good. Well, the video number, whatever. Good afternoon. Good morning. How are you doing? So, this is video 3 on topics like requests by hobbits out there in internet world. So, he wanted to talk about the Invisible Building Adventure with Alexander Sharashevsky and George Lissicase of Pinnacle Oil International. Okay, I'm going to try and focus on that segment of time, which was a couple of years. We were both sponsored by Boeing Company, Aaron Kovacs of Boeing. It was $80,000 as initial starts, and we had a location where you can check that out by looking up Nancy Lazier and Hutchison's video, 1989 video I did myself. Black and white, old heavy duty, old monstrous camcorder thing. It's like several hours long. It's terrible quality, but oh well. Anyway, so this same building, I had a lot of stuff in there. Alec, Sander, George Lissicase, who actually made $70 million with the field stress detector that Alec and I helped him with develop. Yeah, these characters. Anyway, so one time there was a lot of major effects happening there. Alex Sander noticed that nails were floating, a box of nails was floating through wooden walls. Okay, I didn't see it, but that's what Alex said. I seen other things in there, movements, a metal tool folding up into all different pieces. But what I'm relaying to you, hobbits out there, is what Alexander has told me and George Lissicase experienced. So we had to get the building insured and all the gear in the building, and so George made the appropriate calls, and the real estate agent or insurer or whatever he was, we wondered why he never showed up. So George phones the gentleman and talks to him, and they said there was no building there. This is 13th and Kingsway, a main building between the hospital and the 88 food market. You could never miss it. It's a big structure. Okay, 2 stories. Yet this insurance agent could not find the building at that one time, and he was really angry and really ticked off. And George questioned him more and said, well, what did you see there? And he said, the agent said, an empty lot. So that was relayed to me by Alec and George. They just laughed their heads off. I did notice on occasion when taking a reading with a Geiger counter that the Geiger counter would go to almost zero at a distance of about 75 feet from the building. It was weird. It was just strange stuff because we all, jumping back to the field stress detector, we were walking around with the meters and tiny diodes and barium titanate, tiny pieces of it. Walk around Vancouver and get all these weird readings. Corners of buildings would give up strong readings and weak readings. George Lissicase, of course, used that to detect when we're going to have an effect happen, because it would oscillate back and forth between negative and positive. This is a conventional, ordinary little meter that you have for measuring things with. $10, $11 on eBay or whatever they are. You know, the tests for continuity, tests for voltage, microvolts, milliamps, and all that stuff. So anyway, that's what Georgie basically started with, along with Alex Pizarro's oil gas detection device, which is all new Visters, which are tiny little metallic tubes. And this thing was battery operated, had a 3-phase coil, Tesla coil system attached to it. And that's how Alex Pizarro made money at that long ago, was with this oil gas detector device. I seen it. You wear headphones, it's got batteries in it, and you take the unit and walk around into the ground with it. You can get all these different readings. So George Litzka's Alexander were interested in that technology and developed it into a solid state by using Rochelle salt and certain diodes. Because I helped out in walking around with it. And later on, I got into making free energy devices for people with that. But yeah, so the effects were pretty dramatic in that building. One of those 1,500-pound transformers flew off the back of a truck, hit George Litzka, put him in the hospital for three months. I was not there. Something happened in that building where they were messing around with the gear when I was in Germany, and things happened dramatically. Very dramatic. It was quite a mess. Involved folks from Switzerland came to observe it, check it out. I forget the guy's name. Lawyers. I got all the papers on it. Lawyers got involved because the whole thing was supposed to have been shipped to Germany, but it never made it, and it was locked up and a fence built around it. I got the newspaper clippings on it as it made the main news. Secretly builds PCB site in Surrey, British Columbia. So all that was secret squirrel stuff that happened in that time. But anyway, Alec and I would talk about, we remained friends and talk about all the weirdest things that happened there. Other things, things moving around by themselves, transformers wanting to go one way on wheels. But the transformer that hit George Litzka, put him in the hospital, and it weighed 1,500 pounds. It just, according to Alec, flew off the truck. On the back of the truck. Onto George. Luckily he wasn't killed. But he was in hospital for 3 months. So that's some of the things that happened there. Luckily I got video of that time frame. No news media showed up there at all at that time. It's kind of a weird time. Other things happening was we had a gigantic 100-pound capacitor explode. A low inductance type, 500 joules, 25,000 volts direct current. Blew its top off because George convinced me that he could wire these things in properly with number 8 gauge wire. Unfortunately, he put one in reverse, and when I applied the DC, it just boom. It was quickly covered up by certain individuals in the Canadian government, folks connected to the environment, and it was pretty weird times. I mean, also during that time, there was folks from Boeing showing up, folks from different aspects of USA government, and J. Rabs, the guy that's from Switzerland. Okay, R-A-A-B, J. Rab. Somehow connected in all of this, somehow connected to Liechtenstein, apparently. You know, it's just a lot of stuff happened, and they had to call in experts in psychic research to try and stop what was going on in this location. Let's see. What's the address of that building? Kingsway and 13th, next to Mount Pleasant Hospital. Kingsway, 13th. Biltmore Hotel is across the street, so you can Google search all that out. Anyway, that's on the topic of that time frame. Also, the Canadian government, directed by Deputy Prime Minister Eric Nielsen. I'm trying to stay on topic of invisible metals. Okay, Deputy Prime Minister Eric Nielsen instructed Dr. Lauren A. Kuhn of Canadian Security Intelligence Services, Scientific Technical Intelligence Service, Dr. Loken, Dr. Wilson of DREP showed up, along with Lauren A. Kuhn, others involved, Colonel Larson, Colonel Tim Deere. They came to observe for a day things that happened there, but kept it rather under wraps. I never got videos, but got a trip report. Still have it somewhere. Because I noticed things happened, but they didn't seem to want to talk about it for some reason. But they mentioned also in their trip report about something, transparent metal, momentary transparency on film, Super 8mm film. All interesting times, a lot of weird stuff. other adventures back then were people wanting information from the Yugoslav embassy. It was traced down to Canadian Security Intelligence Service people who can actually talk to me about it. And then there's Mel Winfield, the other character, who tried to get, he actually got $250,000 from what the heck's the guy's name? Deputy Secretary to Henry Kissinger. He got $250,000. I told Alex Pizarro, and Alex Pizarro wanted to tell Colonel Alexander all this stuff, and then sure enough he did, and the government shut down Mel Ernest Winfield and his swindling techniques, which he was. He's a swindler. And that ended that. Because I remember Mel talking about, people from the government came and investigating him, and his phone was tapped and all this nonsense. Anyway, that was a long time ago when the galaxy was young. So, as I mentioned before, it was kind of a huge setup I had at Kingsway Lab. And I got metal breaking up, which I filmed. It's on film. You can see it breaking up. Things floating around. And then George and Alec were able to get things moving around when I was in Germany. So all in all, very interesting. We had to get lawyers because George and Alec were trying to take over the lab. We managed to break into the lab just before going to Germany and messing things up and taking a truckload of stuff out of there. Whew, wow! Anyway, my return to Germany, some of the things I didn't get back, they're all in the secret area in Surrey, British Columbia. Newspaper articles, I have all that on that. It's no bullshit, nothing like that. But I got returned all my 50 caliber Browning machine guns, rifles, pistols, in crates. All of that came back to me, along with a pile of test equipment that filled my sister's garage. I decided to just call it quits, go to Germany, not migrate there, but immigrate there. So I had Triple B auctions in Canada, sell off my gun collection, as well as I took the other stuff to the scrap. What was the scrapyard's name in New Westminster, British Columbia? The Art. New West Scrap, I don't know, they closed down years ago, but I regret going through Triple B auctions. I still got the poster, big poster like this. My beautiful 50 caliber Browning machine gun, made by Colt Company. Tripod, all neat stuff, my Lewis machine gun, and all these are never touched, working condition, sold for hardly anything. And a lot of other guns I had. Holy mackerel. Talk about, I do some idiotic things, I know. But oh well. So be it. Now, we'll take you over to the document center. I still have these. I threw out a lot of stuff, but we'll show you around the document center for fun of it. Because what I say, it's all written down by other people. Now we go here, and we have videos. As you can see, there's about over 150 videos with programs and experiments all on them. They actually have been transferred to a hard drive, but I would like to see all this stuff uploaded to the internet. There's more up here, of course. Paper documents are over here. Let's see what we got. Do this some. Put this up here maybe. Or over here. Easy. Don't want to lose you. Stay tuned to that channel. Lots of photos. These are metal samples that people experienced and took pictures of. I have no idea who has these. Let's see. Just random stuff here. What's this? What do we got here, Doctor? Oh, George Hathaway letter. Lots of these things. Based on these patents and blah blah blah. That was 1993. Okay. Here's something cute in Japan. I went through my free energy stuff and levitation things. A whole book in Japanese. Ooh, let's turn it around this way. Someday I'll get this translated. Back to front of it. Extensive book. Let's see, turn it this way. I have quite a number of books written about me, which I have no idea what they're talking about because it's in different languages. Yeah. She was fun, Major. So that's that. Oh, what else? Random stuff. A lot of letters from different people. Oh my goodness. Some of these are reports, some of them. Oh my goodness. Hard to tell, isn't it? Now, there's a lot. There's so much stuff here. It drives me nuts looking at it. And I have over here another one full of stuff. Oh, we got here. Lots of goodies here. So, papers, pictures, Japan. Somebody I forgot about. Yeah, it's just, I like this stuff. Anyway, gang, that's the story of the Invisible Building Adventure. So, hope that helps out. And I promise to be Carla someday for you. And get dressed up and have fun. So, hopefully that helps. I don't know. Gotta do a selfie. Everybody likes doing selfies these days, right? So let's put this up the other way around. We'll do a selfie. Hi. Mr. Selfie Collector over here. Somewhere. Gotta have a smiling selfie. Selfish. Selfie. Oh, by the way, this is my work hair. Okay, guys. Thanks a lot. Have fun. Take care. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.